Bonjour Year 7, welcome to Lesson 8 of the summer second half term. We're still on the subject of on s'amuse, we enjoy ourselves, and looking at hobbies and activities that we do. And here's a list of equipment that you need for today's lesson. The exercise book that the school gave you, a pen and a ruler, your knowledge organiser for Module 6, which you can click on through class charts to open, and wordreference.com. Again, you can open this as a web link from class charts and have it open as a web browser separately on a different tab. Pause to get that ready now. Please remember to email me if you have any questions about the activities in today's lesson, and here's my email. And please remember to upload a copy of your work onto class charts within 2 days of the lesson, please. Merci. Copiez la date et le titre. Qu'est-ce que tu fais et tu ne fais pas? What do you do and don't you do? And write down the objective, l'objectif, to say which activities you do and don't do, using the verb faire in the je form. So, je fais. Pause to do that now. Make sure you underline your date and title. Your do now activity should take about 10 minutes. I want you to copy and translate the sentences I give you. Now you'll note that numbers 1 and 2 are in French, so for these ones you write out the French in your book and you translate into English. Then for numbers 3, 4 and 5, you copy the English and you translate into French for me. Note, for numbers 3 and 5, in English we say to go skateboarding, and we say to go skiing. However, they don't say this. They don't use the verb aller in French. They use the verb to do. So they do skateboarding and they do skiing in French. So make sure you use the correct verb to do rather than aller, to go, for these. Pause to do that now and press play when you're ready to look at the answers. And now let's check your answers. I like to do the cooking, but I don't like to go skiing. Pause if you need to, whenever you like, or you can just pause at the end and check, up to you. 2. I love to go cycling, however I hate going windsurfing. Okay, just note for this one, we say to go cycling, to go windsurfing normally. If you've written to do, then it's okay for now, but you need to make it sound as natural as possible in English when you're translating. So I think going cycling and going windsurfing sounds better in English. 3. J'aime faire du skate, mais je n'aime pas faire la cuisine. Okay, pause if you need to. 4. J'adore faire les magasins, mais je déteste faire du sport. Pause if you need to. Make sure you've got your accent on déteste. 5. J'aime faire du judo, cependant je déteste faire du ski. Okay, so make sure that for number 5 as well, you've written faire du ski and not aller du ski. And you've written in number 3, faire du skate and not aller du skate, because that wouldn't make sense. Okay, pause if you need to, press play to go to activity 1. And now for a little retrieval practice. I want to see if you remember how to put together the different forms of the verb faire. Okay, so we had this a couple of lessons ago, and I want to see what you can remember. Now, if you do need help, then the words are at the bottom of the table. If you don't need help, just write it down without looking, okay? Pause to do that now. Press play to go through the answers. And now it's time to check your answers. So you have seen faire before at the end of last half term. when you were talking about what you do after school, so you used je fais mes devoirs, I do my homework, je fais du vélo, I cycle, and je fais la vaisselle avec ma sœur, I do the washing up. And we also went through the whole verb construction then. So let's just check and see how you've done this time, either using the options or from memory completely. So let's check. Je fais is I do. Tu fais is you singular do. Il, elle, on fait is he, she does, or we informal do. Okay, so je fais and tu fais look the same. They both end in an S. And then il, elle, on fait ends in a T. Okay, the next one. Nous faisons, we formal do. Vous faites, you polite or plural do. Ils, elles font, they do in the masculine form at the start and then the feminine at the end. Okay, pause and check your answers now. Press play to go on to the next activity. For activity 2, I would like you to write down the French in the left-hand column and find the correct English translation on the right and write it next to it. That should take about 10 minutes. Pause to do that now. Now it's time to check your answers. 1. Je fais du sport. I do sport. 2. Je fais du ski. I go skiing. 3. Je fais du skate. I go skateboarding. 4. Je fais du judo. I do judo. 5. Je fais du vélo. I go cycling. 6. Je fais les magasins. I go shopping. 7. Je fais la cuisine. I do the cooking. 8. Je fais la planche à voile. I go windsurfing. Well done, year 7. Pause to check those answers now. Make sure you've got an accent on vélo and on a in number 8. Très bien. Okay, year 7, now time for some pronunciation work. Okay, let's see if we can remember how to say usually. Say how we say this word now for me. Well done if you said d'habitude. So we don't pronounce the H in d'habitude. It's like it's just D apostrophe A. Okay, écoutez et répétez, d'habitude. And again, d'habitude. How do we pronounce from time to time? This is a tricky one. Go. Well done if you said de temps en temps, pronouncing this S because it's in front of a vowel, and then not pronouncing this one because it's got nothing after it. Écoutez et répétez de temps en temps. Again, de temps en temps. Well done. How do we say every day? Great job if you said tous les jours. Okay, the OU sound is an OO sound. You really make an O with your mouth to make this OO sound here and this one here. Écoutez et répétez tous les jours. And again, tous les jours. Good. How do we say rarely? Well done if you said rarement. Écoutez et répétez rarement. Rarement. Good. How about judo? How do we say that? Well done if you said du judo. This is a j sound. It's not a j sound. It's not a j sound. It's a j, j, j. Écoutez et répétez du judo. And again, du judo. Good. How do we say windsurfing? Well done if you said de la planche à voile. Écoutez et répétez. De la planche à voile. And again, de la planche à voile. Good. Do you remember how to say cooking, the cooking? Go. Well done if you said la cuisine. Okay, so it's like it's CW sound, qui, qui, qui. Écoutez et répétez la cuisine. La cuisine. Good job. Okay, and shopping, how do we say that? Écoutez et répétez les magasins. Les magasins. Good job. How do we say, in my opinion, it is? Okay, if you said à mon avis, c'est, very well done. Écoutez et répétez, à mon avis, c'est. À mon avis, c'est. Good. Okay, écoutez et répétez. Je trouve que c'est. Je trouve que c'est. Good. How do we say easy? You've had this before. Good. Facile. Écoutez et répétez. Facile. Facile. And boring? How do we say this word? Super. Ennuyeux. Écoutez et répétez. Ennuyeux. Good. And difficult now. Très bien. Difficile. Écoutez et répétez. Difficile. Good. Difficile. And finally, écoutez et répétez cher. Cher. Great job, Year 7. If you need more practice on that, then you can go back to the start. You can rewind as much as you like. Okay, well done. Okay, for this activity, I'm going to do some dictation. So I'm going to say one of the sentences below in French. All you need to write down is the number of the sentence I say, because I'll say them in a different order. So just pens at the ready. I'm going to say the first sentence in a couple of seconds, and you just write down the number that corresponds with that sentence. Tous les jours, je fais de la planche à voile, mais je trouve que c'est difficile. Tous les jours, je fais de la planche à voile, mais je trouve que c'est difficile. Pause to write the number down now. Okay, you should have written down number 3, 3. Tous les jours, je fais de la planche à voile, mais je trouve que c'est difficile. Well done if you got that right. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Normalement, je fais du sport et à mon avis, c'est super. Normalement, je fais du sport et à mon avis, c'est super. Pause to write the number down now. Really well done if you wrote down the number 2, numéro 2. Normalement, je fais du sport et à mon avis, c'est super. Très bien. Rarement, je fais la cuisine. Cependant, je trouve que c'est nul. Rarement, je fais la cuisine. Cependant, je trouve que c'est nul. Pause to write the number down now and play to get the answer. Well done if you wrote down number 4. 4. Rarement, je fais la cuisine. Cependant, je trouve que c'est nul. Well done, year 7. De temps en temps, je fais les magasins, mais c'est cher. De temps en temps, je fais les magasins, mais c'est cher. Pause to write down the number. Well done if you wrote down number 5, numéro 5. De temps en temps, je fais les magasins, mais c'est cher. Très bien. D'habitude, je fais du vélo parce qu'à mon avis, c'est facile. D'habitude, je fais du vélo parce qu'à mon avis, c'est facile. Pause to write the number down now. Well done if you wrote numéro 1. D'habitude, je fais du vélo parce qu'à mon avis, c'est facile. And also you'll note that parce que, because it's got a vowel after it, it's dropped the E and we've added an apostrophe after the U because parce que à mon avis is too much of a mouthful for the French. They want to say parce qu'à mon avis rather than parce que à mon avis, which makes you stop in your tracks. So they use an apostrophe instead of an E here to make the language flow better. Well done, year 7. Excellent job. Okay, I'd like you to put your pens down now and listen to this grammar point. So listen really carefully, make sure you've got no distractions. So to say I do not do a sport, you say je ne fais pas de, D-E. So the de does not agree with the noun, okay? It does not agree with the noun in the negative form. So it might help you to think of it as meaning any in English so that you can remember the rule for the negative form here. So, je ne fais pas de sport. I don't do sport. I don't do any sport. Might help you to remember this de does not agree with sport. Okay. Je ne fais pas de judo. I don't do judo. I don't do any judo. Okay, because this is a masculine word, both are masculine words. If it did agree, they'd be do, but you don't agree them in the negative, okay? So we've got the ne and the pa around the verb, and then the de goes next and does not agree with this noun here or here, okay? What I'd like you to do now is copy the grammar point neatly into your book and highlight the de in a different colour. Pause to do that now. Okay, year 7. So now what I have for you is positives and negatives together. So the question is, qu'est-ce que tu fais et tu ne fais pas pendant ton temps libre? What do you do and not do in your free time? So we start with a time phrase here, just as we've had before. So normalement, je fais du sport. Car c'est, and then the positive reasons. We then have a connective to add in a negative. So we've got mais, but, cependant, however, pourtant, however as well. So that we can say a sport that we don't do. So we use a negative term then. And we're going to be using what we've just copied down in our book, je ne fais pas de, making sure that the de does not agree with any of the different activities. And then we're going to use a connective and give a reason. So we're giving two contrasting opinions together, which makes our work more complex. Okay, I'm now going to read you a phrase using a sentence builder. You can pause whenever you want to, and if you need to rewind, you can do that as well. I'll read the phrase twice. I want you to write it down neatly in your book. Pause when you need to. Normalement, je fais du sport, car c'est super. Mais Je ne fais pas de vélo, car c'est ennuyeux. One more time. Normalement, je fais du sport, car c'est super, mais je ne fais pas de vélo, car c'est ennuyeux. Pause if you need to, rewind if you need to, and press play to get the answer. Okay, check your answer, correct it if you need to, and then I'd like you to translate it into English. Pause to do that now. Okay, first of all, I want you to check that the English you've written is correct, so pause in order to check that now. Okay, here's your second sentence that I want you to write down neatly in your book. You'll hear it twice. De temps en temps, je fais du judo parce que c'est bien. Cependant, je ne fais pas de ski parce que c'est cher. One more time. Pause if you need to. De temps en temps, je fais du judo parce que c'est bien. Cependant, je ne fais pas de ski parce que c'est cher. Pause if you need to, rewind if you need to. Check your answer below, and then I'd like you to translate it into English for me. Okay, check your English using the grid first of all, that's correct. Pause to do that now. And here's your final sentence. So write this down neatly in your book. Tous les jours, je fais de la planche à voile, car c'est facile. Pourtant, je ne fais pas de skate parce que c'est difficile. And again, tous les jours, je fais de la planche à voile, car c'est facile. Pourtant, je ne fais pas de skate parce que c'est difficile. Okay, rewind if you need to. Press play to get the answer. Okay, check your answer again and then translate into English like before. Press pause to do that now and play to do your final check. Okay, check you got your English correct on your final activity. So pause to do that now using the grid to help you. And now for your final activity, I'd like you to copy the question, which is just at the top of the grid here. Qu'est-ce que tu fais et tu ne fais pas pendant ton temps libre? What do you do and not do in your free time? And I want you to just use the grid as we've been doing. Write 5 sentences in French and then translate them into English, going from left to right. And this is what I would like the main photo of your work to be of. Well done, Year 7. Pause to do that now. Bon travail. Good work, Year 7. Excellent effort today. Please make sure that you take a copy of your work and you upload it onto ClassChart so I can take a look at it and give you a very well-deserved achievement point. Merci. Au revoir.